everyone, it's Roberta. This was an ATC that I did yesterday, and these are the ATCs that I had cut out of the paper that I had made, and you can see that it has many layers of paper glued down. I have cut strips of paper, offcuts of paper, string, some die cuts. This is part of a tree branch, kind of like this, but more of an offcut like that, this area. And so I just used glue and layers of paper and just glued each layer down till I got half of a manila file folder coated completely, and then I painted it with gesso, and then I painted it with school glue and blue and green paint. I just used a paintbrush to spread the paint all over the whole thing. And then I let it sit for about 2 or 3 days till it dried. You can see some of the layers in there. You can see it has little cracks and openings. And so today I'm going to pull one out and use it to make another ATC for today. And I'm going to use this one. And I have a little image that I had printed and colored. And it's a little basket with a couple of puppies. And so I'm going to paint the background a different color. And I'm going to change the background a little bit. So first thing I want to do, I'm using Cool Blue, Key West, and white. So with the Cool Blue, need to get some makeup sponges to use. When I do this kind of ATC, I don't really have much of a plan of how I want it to look. I just want to play around with the paint and have fun. If something turns out good, then it makes me happy. If not, then I can just paint over it and try for something else. Now the Key West is a bit more watered down. When I first started using acrylic paints, I had seen a couple of artists water down their acrylic paints, not really water it down, but spritz in a little bit of water every time they used it, because sometimes the paints would kind of go dry. And so I was doing that, but then I found that my paints ended up being a little too wet, so I quit doing that. And right here I have old dried paint that is falling down into the ATC, so I'm just going to pull it out. It has dried paint in it, and so sometimes when the paint dries it'll come off. Alrighty, so I have that much of that one done. And then I used to work as a cashier at a Meijer, and this is the inside roll of a register tape. And so I just want to use some white paint. This one is almost empty. And what I want to do is kind of take it and spread it out a little. And go around and get some. And when I see that it's got these little areas full, I want to kind of pop it out so it's not as much, and then put it on. And it's not going to get down into the grooves because this has a lot of texture, and by not getting it completely down it makes it a little more interesting. Okay, I'm going to get this to dry. And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to put on here. Get some glue. And this is known as eyelash eyelash ribbon. Just a really interesting little thing to work with all the little bits of texture. The fibers going every which way. I want to put some dimensional tape on here. See if I can remember where that went to. Here it is. And And I only need a little dimension to the top because this is going to give dimension to the bottom. Just make sure it doesn't show through. It does a little bit, so cut it down. Taking the backing off the tape is always a bit of a challenge. The release tape kind of holds on. There we go. And I already have a sentiment picked out. It says, "May your day be blessed." And that too is going to have some dimensional tape. And I've used Memento ink on the edges. And then I'm going to finish the edges off with some Memento ink. And this makeup sponge is coming apart, so as I'm using it, little bits of it are actually falling off onto the paper. But that's okay, it still works. Alrighty. And here's the ATC finished for today. It's much faster than the other ones have been. I'm trying to make them a little faster. You can let me know what you think. You can give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share my video. Thank you so much for watching. Leaving me a thumbs up. Leaving me a comment. God bless you and have a wonderful day.